Hey, another day of walking. Day number 7. Welcome back, YouTube. Thanks for walking with me. Here we go again. Another nice day. Not too bad. The rainy season is going to be coming soon, but I'll challenge that once I get to it. Today, it's a good day. So, what's that, Ice Cube? I think it was a good day. Yeah, so I'm enjoying this here. Whew. Hey, you know what I was thinking about talking about today more than anything? I was like, that's a long truck there. I was like, I want to talk about AI more than anything. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I don't know nothing about it. All I know is there are a bunch of AI discussions going on, put it that way, where they're saying, hey man, everything you do now is AI driven. Everything you look at on TV and YouTube, you don't know if it's AI or not. As a matter of fact, I even put a post on YouTube and somebody asked me, hey, is this AI? I was like, no man, it's a real dude. I was just saying that it's real, but I got first-hand knowledge that people believe everything is AI now. And I want to kind of understand this AI. I used to be a technology guy, but I'm not technology anymore. I mean, I used to keep up with everything, had the newest of everything. I was on the front end of everything and enjoyed it too. But kind of backed off or so, and not too astute on the technology. But here, let me give you my interpretation of artificial intelligence and what it is. And this is going to be from the common man standpoint, the regular old, I don't know anything yet standpoint. So I can assure you it's not going to be over your head because it ain't even over mine. But this is just one perspective of what it is. Okay, here we go. There's a thing now where, you can just get on the internet, like Google, like any search engine, and Google is a search engine. You got all the different ones, but I use Google. I think it's the one that most people use, so you should know what I was talking about because everybody says Google it, so you should know what I'm talking about. But right now, you can just type in, instead of Bart, instead of just going to the Google line and saying, where's the nearest restaurant? You can go right into, they have this AI system, and what this AI is from a common man's perspective is this, they've done this here. They've taken a search engine and made it to where you can talk to it like a person. I kid you not, that's it. That's all. If you ever hear of AI, that's, I can't break it down any more simpler than that. It is that you can talk to your computer like you're talking to me right now, or not talking to me right now, sorry about that, but a real person. You can talk like you're having a conversation with a real person. Now watch this, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, just for example, this is an example. You say to yourself, you say to the computer, hey, I would like to draw that's too complex because not many people are artists. I'm not going to do that one because that does make it sound complex. But you can ask it a question like you can go, hey, I'm in the market for some Nike tennis shoes, but I want them to be orange and I want them to be cross trainers or something like that, right? But just, I mean, it sounds like it's something you can just do on a regular Google, but watch this here. If you went and did this here in this AI system, you can go, tell me where to find it, and it'll point you right to it. Otherwise, you know what you have to do? You got to go to Google and you can search for a specific orange tennis shoes. It's going to give you all of these different places. You're going to have them at Targets. You're going to have them at the Foot Locker. You're going to have it at Sports Authority. You're going to, I don't know all these shoe places. I wonder if I'm coming in now. The sun is directly in front of us. So I hope you're able to see me. Well, you can probably see me. I just can't see you. But back to what I was saying. It'll give you all of these here sites to go to. Then you have to go to all of the sites. And once you get there, you have to put it in again, what specific one you want, what specific shoe you like, and give it all the criteria like the color and whether it's a cross-training shoe and all this stuff. And then it's going to bring up a catalog with a whole bunch of different shoes. Okay. This still is faster than in the old days. But this AI can tell you exactly where to go get it. It'll tell you exactly where to go get it. And that simplifies things. You don't have to do as much search time. I guess that's the way to put it. Hey, I'm walking in some leaves right now. It feels good. I mean, I could get up here on the trail, but I like grass. Grass just feels better under the feet. I'm walking off the trail. You can probably see put it this way, you can probably see the trail. But me, I'm walking in the grass because it feels better to me. Back to what I was saying is, it ends up taking you right to it. And it's making life a lot easier for folks. And when it comes to, here's one thing, when it comes to doing any kind of a job, it just made it easier. Here's an example. I'm gonna give you an example of that. Say, for example, you bought yourself a refrigerator, right? And you're not technically inclined at all. Like, hey man, if my refrigerator breaks, I have to call the refrigerator man. Amanda. Somebody like that, LG. You have to call them if you had a simple problem like an error code pops up on it, right? You've got an error code that says, let's just say, call it a number, like a B0036. That's the number. And you're like, man, I don't know what a B0036 is. Why don't they put this stuff in English instead of these old codes? I don't know what a code is. So what you do is instead of having to research these codes and look up codes and stuff, and in the old days, you had to have service manuals and all of that kind of stuff, in order to figure out what these codes were. You don't need that stuff now. Put it in there, it'll tell you exactly what to do. Put in there, it's a B006, change your water filter. I'm like, hey man, why didn't the refrigerator say change the water filter? It had to give me a code. I don't deal with codes. So that's part of this new change that's coming, and that is simplifying everything for everybody. So I'm all for that, and I like that piece. I'm glad it's here. Oh man, I see 2 bluebirds. That's a pretty blue too. Man, that's a pretty blue. Not a blue jay, but these are bluebirds. I'm looking at a bluebird, and there's 2 of them. They're just flying around with each other. There's nothing prettier than that, man. That's a nice sight. Hey, you want to see a batting cage? Let me see if I can get my back to you right here and show you this here. I hope it's picking it up. I can't hardly tell, but there's a batting cage behind me. You can see it. As a matter of fact, there's 4 of them. There's one right here. It is one right here. And then if I turn like this here, there's, where can I see it? Oh, I can't see. There's one. Yeah, I think I'm picking it up. There's one right here. And let's come over here. And there's one right. Dog, I'm trying to get this here thing oriented. But those are batting cages. Kind of nice, man. I've taken in a few games this year, seen a couple of professional games, but I wish I had spent more time going to games, you know. Actually, since I'm off this count, well, the season's over. Oh, and the Dodgers this year are the World Series champions. They just beat the Yankees. And they kind of dominated the Yankees too, man. Freddie Freeman, man, he had like an awful good time, man, this year playing, because he ended up, man, with several, I think it was a home run in like 5 consecutive games or something like that. He ended up with like a home run in 5 consecutive games, and they ended the series last night. I think it was a 7-6 win. The final score, 7-6. But yeah, that was the end of the baseball for this year, so it'll be back next year. And I'm over here on the baseball field right now, because it's almost, baby, let me tell you, there's not many things prettier than golf courses and baseball fields. If you ever go to a golf course, it'd be like, man, this sure is nice and green out here. You know, it's kind of real colorful, you know. And you get the same thing on a baseball field too. Generally, the grass is like nice and green, you know, like well manicured is probably a better way of putting it. Nicely manicured, and you find the same thing on those golf courses too. And those are nice, man. I think Forest Hill Golf Course is like a name brand. It's like the Walmart of golf courses, you know. And when I say that, I mean, seems like there's one in almost every major city. At least, I think there might be. like the Walmart. It's got to be like the Walmart of golfing, because I've seen that name more than anything, and I'm not even a golfer. Oh man, speaking of golfing, let me tell you what happened to me golfing. And don't get me wrong now. If I was in the tax bracket where I could golf and stuff, I would, I'd love to get out there, and that's all you do all day is just walk a course and hit a ball. But I used to play, swing the club. Not too many times in my lifetime. I'll say that I've done it. How many times have I played golf? I say at least about 15 times. It's not many times. Now maybe a little bit more. Just say 15 to 20 times, right? And on 15 to 20 days on a course. That's not counting like driving ranges, because I've done driving ranges like 20 times in 2 months, like pretty consistently doing that, trying to learn how to swing the club and stuff without losing the ball. But back to golf. Oh, there's sure is the lights pretty blue on these bluebirds. It's 3 of them now. And that's unusual, but it's pretty. Lost my train of thought. Gotta keep my focus on. Gotta get my focus down better. Hope I'm not developing any kind of mental disorder where I'm losing my mental capabilities or capacity. And I don't think I am. I don't think we're too young, but I don't think when I get older, I'll have to worry about that. There was a time when everybody worried about dementia and going to the crazy house. Hate to say it like that, because they haven't used that terminology in years. It's been 30 or 40 years since they used the word crazy house, but people don't have to worry about that anymore because of the advances that they're making with these drugs, And they're saying 20 years from now, like when I get old enough to, 20 years from now, we'll all be older, but if I'm getting to a stage where that might happen to me 20 years from now, I'm not going to have to worry about that because of these advances in these drugs, They're saying that they're going to be able to eradicate that. I like that word, eradicate it. They're going to be able to get rid of it completely because they said they've identified a protein. I don't know what a protein is, to tell you the truth. It's been a while since I was, actively involved in learning like a student. But they've identified this protein in the blood that they say causes this stuff. And they're going to be able to eliminate it, Hey, I'm up on a hill, walking sideways on the hill. This is pretty cool, This is really pretty cool. I'll go down it in a minute, show you exactly what kind of a hill it is, but I'm walking on the side of a hill. But they're getting rid of this protein. They've identified this protein that causes that stuff. And they're saying they're going to have all of this stuff ready and completely get rid of it. And man, I tell you what, I am looking forward to that because I've seen all kinds of stories and reports and stuff about how people have elderly parents and stuff, and they go through losing their memory and dementia and stuff, and end up like having to take off their jobs and stuff to take care of a aging parent and all of that kind of stuff. And it adds, makes it pretty tough on somebody. I would imagine, that's pretty tough. And it actually is eliminating them from having to go through that. They're not going to have to go through that stuff anymore. Like worrying about whether their parent is going to be safe, and they may not, have enough money to have a sitter or somebody to sit with the parent while they're working, but yet they need the job. They have to work in order to, keep their homes and bills. So they're stuck in a dilemma. That's pretty tough, having an aging parent. So you have the challenges of how to manage that, man. That's pretty tough. That's going to be eliminated. They're going to actually, people are not going to be faced with that. They're going to be wiping it out. Sort of like how they wiped out measles, mumps, and all this other stuff, And I'd be glad when they do. Because, I tell you, sometimes I feel like I'm forgetting stuff, And, a lot of it's natural, It comes with aging. But I'm going to say something outlandish right here. I'm going to say it may not come with aging. Because think about this here. You got children that forget stuff. Over here, kids go to school, right? And if you're in the 10th grade, you probably don't remember some of the stuff that you learned in like the 5th grade. And that's only 5 years. And, you're still pretty young. So that means, I can't even explain it, here's where I was going. I was going to say it, but this is a bad statement. I was going to say, that means it can be related to age, but that was a bad statement. Because it very well could be, because there might be more facets to it than what I truly know. So, but my point was, kids forget stuff too. So I've decided I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to beat myself up for forgetting stuff, I'm just going to hope that if I ever get to the point where I don't know who I am, that's when it's time to worry. If I look in the mirror and go, hey man, who are you? It'd be really bad if I answer myself back like, man, I'm looking at you, looking at me. Who are you? Oh boy, that'd be a conversation, wouldn't it? That would be a conversation. Talking to yourself, not knowing who you are, and the person in the mirror looking at you, wondering who you are, and you looking at the person in the mirror, wondering who he is. Oh, that's got to be funny. But nonetheless, hopefully we won't have to battle that stuff, They'll go ahead and fix a lot of that stuff, and have it fixed before I get to that stage, But there is some progress being made along all lines. Because, man, I tell you, you're talking about times have changed. And they've got the SpaceX program off the ground. And they're talking about sending people over into space and stuff, and up to Mars, and colonizing it. And man, I think I don't know if they're gonna have age limits on that stuff, because of going into like space, it might take a toll on your body. I hope they get it to where it's like airplanes, like they pressurize the cabin enough to where it don't bother you, I hope it gets to that point. And I'll be able to get into space too, because I would love to get up there, swing by Mars and see what that looks like, and especially if it's colonized where they have hotels and stuff like that. Be like, man, I bet you the air up there real fresh, because all of these factories we have on this planet, and they create, factories create like emissions and stuff, and we're probably used to it. But I can assure you the air is probably cleaner. So I'd be happy to go just to get some pure oxygen. Oh man, I can imagine that now. If you start breathing pure oxygen, that's got to make you feel good. It's probably make you feel like you got a lot of energy, because it'll be going straight to the bloodstream. That's interesting. Yeah, I hope I'm here when they start putting everybody out there, man, and letting everybody go, because I'm getting me a ticket. And no, it will not be a one-way ticket. It's gonna be a round trip. Round trip ticket. I wouldn't want to take a chance on talking about moving up there and colonizing. I'd be like, no, you let these young folks colonize that stuff. I'd be like, anybody that's 30 years and younger, you get the opportunity. Oh, you know what I just thought about? I just said I was going to show you that hill that I was walking on the edge of, and I was so busy talking, I forgot to daggone show it to you. And it just occurred to me just now. Man, sorry about that. Dog, I forgot about showing you that. But nonetheless, we're still walking around, just moving around. But yeah, you young folks, get to Mars. That's where the future is gonna be. I bet you that's gonna be like the new Americas or something, because they're gonna be I guarantee you at some point they're gonna find a lot of minerals up there and be mining minerals, and nobody own the land. You have land rights and stuff, which means you have mineral rights. Then you'll be shipping that stuff to Earth. You truly in a intergalactic commerce business then. Is that a such thing? Not right now, it's not. I was just trying to pair the words, But you'll truly be in a open commerce society. Yeah. Boy, imagine you have a product that's not even on this planet, and you're able to mine it and stuff and sell it. Oh, you can get premium price. Be like, hey man, I'm tripling the price of this here because I'm ready to take myself up to that billionaire. No, you take yourself to a trillionaire status, because that'll be something that's unfounded, something new. Guarantee you, we put our hands on something new like that, we'll find a way to invent something from it. Better battery, put something in the core that might make the batteries last longer, or might make lights brighter or something, who knows. But nonetheless, it'll be your commodity. Pine cones are falling. I don't know if you can see this here tree behind me, but they got these pine cones that are falling. I don't know, those aren't pine cones. I take that back. What do you call those little bitty cones that are on magnolia trees? It's not a pine tree, so it can't be a pine cone. What's a cone that falls off of a magnolia tree? A magnolia tree. I wonder what that is. Hey, let me walk over this way here. Yeah. But nonetheless, that's what I just saw. Some of those, I just saw some of those. So they ended up being a topic of discussion for the middle of a walk, you know. Oh. And once again, I'm going to say YouTube, we got off the couch and we got into health and fitness. We got into walking. 100 days of walking. Yeah, we got the daggone somebody just heard somebody. I don't know if they were trying to catch a ball and they were disgusted that they missed the fly ball or something, didn't catch it. I don't know. That was a good, that was pretty good though. I heard that sound. Oh yeah, you know, a minute ago, what's going on over there? Oh, a minute ago, I was talking about this AI. Let's go back over to the AI, right? And I was talking about how this AI thing is speeding up everything. You don't even have to think as much. Here's an example. I heard this here, and I'm like, man, they just made somebody's life convenient. There's like people who have to write programs for a living and write code and stuff like that, right? They've been sitting down at their desk in office and, sitting around their colleagues, probably in teams or something. Where am I? Okay. And somebody will say, hey, we need a program written for A, B, C, and D. We needed to do this, and that. And they have to sit around and think it through and goes, hey, do this, and then they'll break it up and give it to different people. Everybody working on a little section of it and come together and they have a solution. Watch this here when I talk about this here AI stuff. They just said that programmers, here's the deal for you. Here's how our technology is helping you. You know how you had to put in them 12-hour days when you had that deadline? Those 12-hour days are over, buddy. You getting ready to get some R&R time, some rest and relaxation time, compliments of us. I kid you not. When they used to have to spend 12 hours a day writing code and programs and stuff, this AI now is to the point where it'll just lay out the lines of code for them. And here's what I mean by that. Without getting too technical, I'm not talking about any of programming languages and nothing like that. I'm just going to keep it real simple. And watch this here. If you had to write some code and it took you 10 hours to do it, you now can go to one system, one little bitty Gemini system or hard system or something like that, and just tell it what you want. Give it the parameters, tell it what you want, and that 12 hours of work has been spit out in 30 minutes. That's to include all the stuff you have to put into it, typing it down, and them responding, or the system responding. 12 hours of work just became a half hour. Think about now your leisure time. Think about now how now you chilling. You in the break room going, man, I needed this break. I've been waiting on this break for 2 years. And you finally gotten the break that you wanted. You finally gotten that break. You've been waiting years. No, take that back. You've been doing this here for 10 years. You've been a programmer for 10 years and you've been non-stop. That's what I mean by R&R, rest and relaxation. These people can scare you. Oh, AI gonna be so smart that no, look at it a different way. Man, I get to be at home with my family. I get to show up at 10 o'clock for my job versus having to be there at 6:30 and then getting home at 10 o'clock at night. That's how many hours I was putting in a day. You know what I mean? So you go, I get a chance to spend some time with my family now. That's why you shouldn't be afraid of that stuff. What it's giving you and what it just gave you. So, welcome to the new. Yeah, welcome to the new. And the new is you get more time to have leisure. When you didn't have that, when you had to work that weekend, you can now get out there on a jet ski and go up to the lake and have some rest and relaxation. That's what AI has done. I just thought I'd talk about AI for some reason. I don't know anything about no AI, man. But it just felt good talking about it. Almost felt like I was a science guru just then. Like, whoa, are you in the science game? Welcome to the science game. But I'll be the first to tell you that I'm keeping it simple, you know, and I can't confuse you with it because I can't confuse myself with it. Meaning it can't get too technical. I've actually turned off the technology button in my life, in a sense, in that I don't learn as fast and as much as I used to. I'm not going to say as I like, because I still like to learn a lot of the stuff. But it takes a lot of reading and research at times in order to come up to a real speed, you know. And sometimes you get to a point where you go, man, I'm just not in this stage right now. I'm in this stage where I just want to just kind of chill, you know, and take it easy, you know. There are a few easy moments. There ain't nothing wrong with wanting to dial it down. Hey man, dialing it down give you give you a balance in life, you know, because we all can get stressed out at times, you know. True. This is just balance, you know. You just you know, I wonder how long we've been talking. One of these days, I'm going to get it to the point where I do officially time this stuff, you know. But that makes it seem so regimental. And believe it or not, I don't want to become regimental. I want to, you know, I don't want to make it seem like it's a chore or work or nothing like that. And then if I had to watch the clock, you know, that feels like what it might become, you know. That might be unconsciously why I don't keep up with the time. Very well could be. So, I didn't keep the time again today. But I tell you what, I'll walk you to death. I'll walk right with you, YouTube. We'll be in this here together. We'll just be walking and chatting. Call me your human chat bot. Yeah. Meaning, and that just means that I'm here to just give some information to you, that's all. But let me go back a little bit. I was talking about a good day, and I was talking about when I first started it off, I was like, you know, we could go into a different season. Like right now, it's a nice day, you know, like, 70 something, I'm gonna say 76, right? 76 degrees. Pretty soon, because we're in the fall, late fall. No. We're in early fall. But you know, it starts getting cool in the fall. Pretty soon on this walk, I'm gonna be bundled up with a jacket. Then after that, I'm gonna be bundled up with a coat. But my point, what I was getting ready to say about the seasons, right? And changing of seasons is this. I thought about this here last night. I'm like, what am I gonna do on these rainy days? You're gonna be looking for me to walk with you on like regular days, on the 100-day walk. But I'm like, I would probably have to have a break on those days, right? Because I'm like, your camera equipment, you got to figure out a way to keep your camera equipment dry while you're walking. I mean, I would love to just walk in the rain. I mean, believe it or not, some of my best moments in life have been having the rain come down on my head and on my back. And especially when I was younger, I used to take my shirt off and let the rain hit me. Man, it was no better feeling in this world. And I'm still into that, I'll walk in the rain now, but I was like, how am I going to protect the camera equipment on a rainy day? And I was like, well, if you put something over it, you got to worry about shading. And when it's raining, you got to worry about, if you don't cover it, you got to worry about the rain getting in your camera, shorting out your camera and blowing up your camera. You don't want that to happen. So I haven't come up with a solution yet on how I'm going to handle this on a rainy day. But I'll think of something. I'll think of something. Come up with something and let you know. But for now, it's on my to-do list. I wish I had some comments to kind of help me along, because, multiple ideas are better than a single idea, and I wish I had some ideas. Right now, I'm just getting this YouTube station or channel going, and no interactions, right now. No comments, no feedback, and nothing like that. But I'm hoping that it'll catch on, become viral at some point, have users, because I don't give up too easily, and I hope I'm not inclined to give up now. They say a lot of people get frustrated, because, they don't get the views and the algorithm don't pick them up. And then they just give up, But I'm hoping I don't get to that point. I'm really hoping I don't get to that point. I'm hoping I get picked up by the algorithm and get some interaction, get some comments and feedback from people. And if I did that, I'll feel pretty good. Let me see, am I still recording? And let's see here, put a little shade in my eyes. I am still recording. Good. Okay, YouTube, I don't know how long. Oh, if you hear that, that's a CR England truck, like releasing his hydraulic brakes or whatever that is. That's what that sound was, if you heard that sound. But let me see what time it is roughly, and that'll give me a good gauge on how long I may have been out here. Dog, I haven't even been out here an hour. Seems like longer. When you're talking to yourself, an hour seems like a long time. But when I'm jaw-jacking with somebody, you know, just passing conversation, man, before I know it, man, it's 2 hours later. And be like, man, where'd the time go? But YouTube gonna say that's the end of day 7. Can I see myself? I hope you can see me. The sun is up still a little bit. This is the end of day 7, and come back and walk with me tomorrow. I'll see you then. Just